942 Juliet, Kjevig, Långren.
Ba, ba, ba.
942 Juliet, return to GMA, QNH 1006.
Hello again. Here. So many teams going on. Alright, so we have a 30-meter tower this time. Got 36 meters in line. And it's quite windy. Short rounds though, so. Go ahead, Hal. Fireproof bag. Alright. I'm seated in a good position, yeah? 70% of fuel, and I believe the heaviest thing is about should be around 600 kilos, I believe, maybe less. So let's look down. Another 15. And then we get a 6. So right now I'm just going to keep the trailer, try to keep that centered in my sling window as I tighten up the slings. A little bit too far forward now, a little too far back. So, Jesus, I thought this would be heavier. Yeah, so 300 kilos. So that wasn't a very smooth pickup. I thought it was a little bit heavier than that, but obviously it wasn't. So we got airborne a little bit faster than I would have liked. So that's the tower up there. I'm going to do a left-hand turn because the wind is quite strong. I'm guessing 7-8 meters per second steady. Right now I'm trying to fly straight, but as you can see, it's from the right. Got tower on the left. Start my left turn. Just gonna torque it around. Increase power to turn around. Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna have to do that way slower. The wind is a lot stronger than I thought it was. Alright, so these are batteries, so they're going straight in front of the door. I've told them once it gets down to where they can grab it, just grab a hold of it. Oh, gust. Straight. What do you call it? It wasn't necessary. It's only like 200 kilos, 250 kilos for them. Just push it. But okay. Anyways, so what I learned, the wind is quite a little bit stronger than I thought it was. So I'm going to have to do that turn a lot slower.
First kilo wind, fill 6 degrees, 1 to
Father!
clear for takeoff, right up.
Number 2's antennas should be quite light. I'm thinking maybe 150 kilos. Too far to the left, not too fast. Too far to the fucking right. Yeah, the wind kind of stopped me there. I didn't compensate enough for the wind. Cycling steady. Good left. 240, okay. So 200 kilos. You have to be careful when doing what I did there on the last one, on that left turn over there. Because if you have a heavy load and you do the same thing, the wind's still going to kick the tail around when you get to the left crosswind, and then you have to arrest that rotation either by putting right pedal in, which is going to increase the power, or you can lower the collective, which is going to decrease the torque in the helicopter. So it's going to naturally try to turn the helicopter towards the right. So yeah, this is nice and controlled. Obviously, if you lower the collective, you're going to stop the rotation, but you're also going to reduce the power, so you're going to get more of a sink rate. Using the collective for torque is sometimes useful in deliveries, but most often it's very useful in takeoffs. Yeah, it's fucking kicking me over here. So worked up. Alright, let's try to compensate a little bit more for the wind on this approach and start a little bit higher and keep a smoother deceleration. Nice, he's got the earthing rod. I don't know what you call that in English, but basically to stop yourself from getting sapped. Do the same thing again. Stop way short. So we got multi-level, we got that. The run on the right is coming up first, I think. I think this should be around 600 kilos. We got 250. So this is my heaviest load. Kan du vänta?
Nej, det bara så jag
hører ikke hva du sier. Hvis det var noe med været på min høyre side, så ser det fint ut. På min venstre side, så ser det ikke så fint ut av bygget.
Ja, nei, det var der jeg mente. Hørte du nå forresten?
Ja, nå var det bedre.
Ja, nei, det var...
Nei, det er fint ut her. Jeg hører det ikke så godt, men det er fint. Alright, so do the same thing again. Try to turn around here. More controlled, bring in the power. Here comes a kick. Ooh. That's basically all wind doing that. Could have controlled that to do it a little bit slower, but I didn't feel like that was too much of a loss of control. It wasn't a loss of control, it was expected. Coming in pretty high on these approaches here. That you should never do, you should never push something like that. Because when you push the first thing, you do push the whole load. Wasn't a big problem here though. Oh, that's better. Last one. Try to do the same thing, but only not stop my forward speed as soon. My altitude is fine. Because when you have a lot of headwind, when you first stop decelerating, when you first start to stop, you stop quite quickly. If you have that much headwind. Especially if you try to make it, look like you normally would look when you have no wind. That's basically you're just stopping faster because you have more airspeed because of the headwind, and then if you want it to look the same as you have with no headwind or little headwind, that's going to be a bigger change in airspeed. So therefore, it might be smart sometimes to start your deceleration sooner, and just keep it going slowly for longer rather than.
Fox kilometer at 4,000 below, for traffic about. 4,000 below.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to say. Starting to stop and stopping to start. But you guys hopefully understand what I'm saying. Alright, last one. Let's try to get the altitude correct as well. Altitude is now 10 times better than it was on previous loads. Keep the airspeed going. We got forward guys waiting, but they can wait all day. Take your time. Focus on smooth movements. Focus on the position of the helicopter. Alright, too far.
Ja, det var hopparkärra Johan Ådar här. Det är bana 22 och jag ligger nu.
Carried my speed a little too long in that approach. I could have slowed it down a little bit earlier. Alright, he's just, I don't know if you can see that, but he's wrapping up the last sling there. And I don't know if he knows about the shock that he might get now because it's raining. Oh, no shock, that's good.
Civic approach is Civic 5 uniform over at Meowfountain, 2,000 feet.
Alright.
Request to switch over to group number information.
Civic 5 uniform, please change for contact group number.
Problematic
Contact group number
mission.
129 Civic 5 uniform, goodbye.
Which we like. Nice and standard following procedures. A little bit low on the friction. Alright, quite high. So, slow it down sooner, like here, and just keep the slow speed going for longer, rather than trying to make it a smooth, continuous deceleration. Just on top of them to make his job a little easier. My mirror for landing later.
Civic, hello, pilot 86 to Echo, inbound onset, plateau 090.
Alrighty.
Pilot 86 Echo, Quebec, hello, and potential.